Hey guys, how's it going? So today I would like to talk about this AI art situation. It is a scary situation, and as far as I'm concerned, AI can kiss my. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be doing that. Now, as I said, I don't know a ton about AR. I do have a little bit of an idea how it works, but in the overall, it's kind of scary because I think of all those artists who have poured their heart out to learn their craft, and in a few seconds somebody can just say some words, and then boom, an image comes up. I think it's going to change a lot. I think what's going to happen here is there's going to be people who are going to be AI snobs, which I hope for, because those are the people who will be like, no, you know what? I don't buy AI art because I like the real stuff, and that'll be good for some artists. That'll be great. But for those artists who create magazine covers or product situations and all that type of thing, it's going to be difficult. And I do really go out for those people. I think I'm kind of lucky. I have a job that I love already, working at the zoo with those people who follow me. But I also do art for me. I have been for a long time. And so sometimes there's art that I have done that you guys may never see. But I am doing art now, and I'm trying to get a little something out of it. And in that sense, I think basically the best format I have right now is to be on camera with you guys. Yeah, I do it for the love of it, right? I don't know if art's ever going to stop because it's an innate thing that's inside of us. It's something that happens. It's something that we need to do, right? If you take a child and you put a piece of paper and a pen in front of them, I guarantee you in a few minutes they're going to be drawing on that, right? So it's a language, and it's something that allows us to express in a whole different way than almost any other language. So I don't know if AI can do that. And the other thing too is AI doesn't have the love for art. So art can be put into different forms, different things. You know, maybe we're going to get away from canvases. Maybe we're going to change that direction. But who knows? But what it really gets down to is I'm just going to talk for a little while, tell you what I feel, right? I might be right, I might be wrong, I don't know. But enjoy the drawing, and if you can, do a little like, right? Bell for notification, and of course subscribe. There's a lot of you out there that don't subscribe. Come on, help the old man. I need some subscribers. Right? Tell your friends. Okay, cool. So watch the video. Enjoy, guys. Hey, guys. So, AI. So this is something that's been on the YouTube like crazy. Every time I put on something about art on YouTube, it has got something about AI. So, first things first, I don't know a lot about it, but I'm going to put my opinion out there simply because, hey, you know what? Will it affect me? Will it not affect me? I don't know. But I'm interested in it, and yet I'm also not overly interested in it, and I'll tell you why. The thing is that you see that it says about a lot of artists are going to definitely have problems job-wise. And right now, those people who are doing this kind of thing right now are definitely going to have a problem. And I think what it might do is actually change our direction of how we do art, right? Art might be solely for art itself. I think this is what I'm trying to say is that when I was a little boy, I think I was around 4 years old, we moved into Burlington, Ontario. And I take it sitting out in the front drawing. And then I went around door to door, knocking on the door, telling people that I was selling my drawings. And my next door neighbor, Mrs. Carter, bought a couple of my drawings. I was selling them for a couple of pennies a piece. And so she bought some right off me. And I was really young, so I don't remember that. But when I was around 15 years old, Mrs. Carter called me over to her house and said, Paul, I want to show you something. And what it was the drawings. And this is the part that was kind of amazing for me, was that when I saw the drawings, I knew where I was at that moment. Like, it took me back there. And I knew everything that what it was. One of them was a drawing of a praying mantis. And when I looked at it, it was like, yeah, that's a praying mantis. Now, that was that little boy, okay? And I was drawing, and I loved it, right? Now, if you take a small child and you put them in front of a piece of paper with a pencil, I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, they're going to start drawing on that paper. Now, we do that. We do that as humans. We automatically do something like that. Now, some of us become more involved in and create more. And so I think that what might happen is, unfortunately for business, like magazines and that type of thing, for artists, it might become a big issue with the AI. I think what it's going to do is that there are going to be those people who are going to use it, right? They're just going to use it, and they're going to use it because it's fast, it's cheap, bingo. But when it comes to art, okay, I think having art in your house, or art that you know somebody who makes it, right? When I go down to the art crawl and I'm sitting there, people like to come up and ask me about my art. And it's funny, some of my sales are based on how I talk about the art, right? So as much as AI has something to give, it's still a tool. And it doesn't work until you turn it on. But I can't help myself. I have drawings that you guys will never see, simply because I sat down and I didn't videotape it, or I was sitting talking to a friend, and as I was talking to him, I did a little sketch. So this thing that produces these amazing drawings is interesting. But it's sad that I think it's going to hurt a lot of artists who are working now in that particular area. But it also might start a whole new thing where people who want art are going to say, no, I'm sorry, I only buy original art from artists. You know, there might be that snobbery that might come about, and I think that'll be good for artists, you know, because there'll be people who will literally say, I'm sorry, I don't like AI art. It's, you know, that's very nice. Yeah, it's a very pretty picture, but I will take this picture from this guy over here or this lady over here because I think what they do is amazing, right? And so it'll become, I think, something like that. And the thing, too, is even for myself, I don't make a lot of money on my art. I haven't been really pushing on it as much. When I was younger, I did it because I loved it. I have paintings from years ago that, you know, I painted and nobody saw them. You know, like they were for me, or they were just for a gift to somebody, or the fact that I had to do them, right? You know, it's interesting that we have enough ability to be able to get a computer or a machine to do something that can look really fantastic. But the thing is, we're doing it. We're the ones that are making it happen. Now, the thing is, too, if you go to other countries and that, and you go into a more, say, primitive situation, those people there are sitting down and making art simply because it's part of their world and it's part of their life. And I think that's the thing for me, is that as scary as the AI is and how amazing it can do these things, it doesn't do them for the love of. And I do it, and I think a lot of other artists do it for the love of, right? I sit down and do my drawings because I enjoy doing this, right? Even without the videos, I draw, I paint, I sculpt. While I'm sitting talking to Sue, I have done little drawings, little sculptures, right? That you guys probably will never see, simply because at that moment, I'm sitting watching the television. I'm enjoying watching the television, but at the same time, I'm creating with my hands. I need to do that. Like, it's so important to me, right? When I see other artists, right, I get an enjoyment because I want to see what they see in the world, right? And so a computer generated image isn't going to do the same thing for me. It might inspire me to say I would like to do something like that. It also lets me know that, hey, you know what? This is cool. I don't know where I'm going with that part, but the thing is, you know, it's there. Yes, definitely I do have a huge sympathy for those people who are working in the business right now, who create magazine covers and books, stuff like that, and anything that's like that that's happening right now that gets put into print. It's going to be scary for those people, right? Because there are people, unfortunately, that will just simply use it because it's a fast tool, right? I know I've already said this, but that's sometimes you have to repeat yourself. But the thing is, I am going to keep drawing. Other artists are going to keep painting and drawing. And it might change our way of doing things. And then the other thing, too, is that maybe the AI can assist people who were needing that little extra something to have happen for them, right? So that it might build and create a different way of art. But I still think that there are going to be people who are going to look for artists who are people. People like to talk to other people. People read books from authors that they like, right? And a machine can do so much, but it can only do as much as we put into it. And then the thing is that some of those things that are in there, I think humans notice things, right? Little imperfections or perfections, right? We notice those little things. And so for us, it's okay if we make mistakes, and that in art sometimes, because it makes it us, makes it human. Ha 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 ha. But the computer, right, can always make it look a little sterile, I think. That's the other thing too, and I notice that too when I do look at some of the AI work, that there's a bit of a sterile feeling sometimes. That as much as it is art, it's maybe, I don't know, it doesn't have life into it. Something there, something's just slightly missing. The other thing too is I remember a long time ago that you could go into a store and you would see those paintings where there was like trees on one side, trees on the other side, water in the middle. And these were mass-produced paintings. The companies used to have people make them, and you didn't even have to be an artist. Actually, they didn't hire you if you were an artist because they want you just to do certain things. And you make these mass paintings, and people were buying them like crazy. But now they're kind of gauche, and people think they kind of look silly. And so they're not very popular anymore. But remember the ones my parents bought them, right? I remember that, and they had this big paintings in the middle of the house, and it was funny. No matter how nice they looked, they didn't look right to me. It wasn't like it was produced by a Joe. It was produced by 5 people putting it all together, saying, okay, well, I made the tree parts, I pass it on to you, and you make the lake part, and I make the background and all that. And it was all kind of done that way, right? But now they're not even something that people want. You'd see them at a thrift store maybe and stuff like that. One of my friends actually did a really, really cool painting, and what she did, she basically added herself into that painting, and I thought it was cool. Anyways, I now have to stop. Well, I enjoyed doing the drawings. I hope that you guys had a good time. I blabbered about what I felt about AI, and I think that in the long run, it's going to be scary for a lot of people, and I really do put my heart out to those people. I hope that they can find a different way of approaching stuff. And who knows, maybe it'll just be one of those things that people kind of go, it's okay, but I'm not really overly excited by it. As you can see that my video, I actually kept talking so long that I kind of just cut out. But I thought I could just keep on talking forever sometimes. But the thing is, in the long run, that love to do something, to sit down and draw, paint, sculpt, and that is still going to be part of us. So I think that there's still going to be people out there that'll be like, no, 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 I want your art. Yeah, your art. People like you out there. And anybody, right? That they'll be excited to have that instead of something that was created by a machine, right? We do like homemade stuff, right? Homemade cookies taste a lot better than some store-bought cookie, as far as I'm concerned, right? And there you are. So, like I always say, be cool like a big bone moose, and remember to wear your pants.